Hey, everybody, it's Scott. Listen, we got some important dates coming up. First of all, today is the 11th of October, so it's Jared's birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Jared. Also, it's National Sausage Pizza Day, so go out there and get your sausage pizza. And listen, Thanksgiving's coming up in 45 days, and Christmas is going to be here in 75 days. So as your reminder, get out there and do something. Don't be like John and shopping at the AM PM. And while you're at it, Facebook, Instagram at Comedy Food Truck, and then head on over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, and watch every episode that we've ever done there. You'll be glad you did. Enjoy your show.
Be loud.
You're listening to the Comedy Food Truck Podcast. We talk life, food, relationships, and have fun with all of it. And now here's your host, comedian John Hill.
Cessna.
Yeah. In the intro, Scott referenced Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I'm ready.
A whole day all about food and football.
And more food and sleeping.
That's right. Sleeping. Tryptophan. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show,
Nid
everybody.
nodding.
That's a nid nodding. That was fun last week. So we're excited that you guys are here with us. It's October. We're inching ever closer to Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Holla. Was that tweenie word? Holla tweenie.
Tweenity.
Yeah.
Tweenity.
Holla tweenie.
What you doing, baby?
Uh-oh. We have a guest.
You came to get food?
Yeah.
Okay. I came to get down.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
No, don't eat that stuff.
My daughter Judy's in here begging for
Yeah.
food. Go get
We
some
have family
food. You're
members
fine.
joining the studio.
Yeah. Okay, do me a favor
She's
though. Will you
looking.
take the escalator down, will you?
Right.
When you go by.
Yeah, because in our recording studio.
That's perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
Oh,
She
that's
fell off.
funny. That's hilarious.
Why don't take your stroller on the escalator, lady?
Hilarious. Well, we're excited you're here. We have a new topic, and we're going to have a great show. But first, let me introduce everybody. It's going to be a great show. Great show. Make it great again. Stupid. Do you know that guy's going to run again?
Oh, I don't even want to talk
Try to
about it.
like President Donald Bumfodder. I really just want two brand new candidates. I don't want either one of them.
Just
Let's
start
do
from
it.
scratch.
Can we just start over? Can we get George and Thomas and those guys back? So anyway, no, Jared's on my left. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man.
Good. I'm
It's
excited.
my birthday.
Birthday.
Yeah,
That's
my
right. It
my
is your birthday.
Yep.
Yeah. How old are you?
47.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep.
Hey.
I know. I'm
Wow.
a baby.
Wow.
I'm the baby of the group.
Wow. 40.
In more ways than one.
Right.
47.
I definitely whine the most. I know that.
It's not the years, it's the miles. Just kidding. Remember how people say that?
Yeah.
It's not how old you are, it's how old you feel. Well, I feel like I'm old.
Speaking of old, Scott's here too.
It's always people.
Hey.
Hey, Scott. It's also people who are trying to say things to make themselves sound young that
Right.
say old stuff like that.
Right.
Right.
It's like, you really sound old right now,
You're
bro.
only as old as you think you are.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, you sound pretty old.
right. I think you sound pretty old, yeah. Scott, are you doing well?
I'm doing good.
You
Are you-
sound old.
Are you?
I am. I might be old, but I sure am old.
Wow. Are you holding down the OC?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I'm holding
good.
it down.
Holding it down.
Man with
Hold
his
it down.
knee on the back of the neck of the OC.
Hey, my buddy right here.
That's right.
Chippy the dog.
Chippy.
Yeah. You should anyway, sorry.
Does he look like a computer graphic on the TV?
He kinda does.
This is all,
Yeah, he
this is all
does.
pixelated. Is
You know,
he really
I-
there? Can you move him? Does he actually move? Is that a graphic? Oh, there he is. Yeah. All
Oh,
right.
he's real life.
He is for
He is
real.
real life, yeah.
Ooh.
I kind of like his relative. I like Chocolate Chippy.
Wow, that's
Stupid.
that's great.
Is he fuzzy? It's hard to tell on the screen.
Yeah. A
Okay.
little plush.
Okay.
Little plush.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right.
Sweet.
Well, Scotty's got a guest on the show, Chippy the dog.
Yep. That's it.
Cool. Wait, his other ear rose. What? Just kidding. That'd be weird if you put him back and his right ear was raised and his left ear was down.
And the bear was trying to eat him.
Yeah, and you got the bear still back there.
Death match between
Hanging
the
out in the
bear and
dark.
Chippy.
He's all hanging out in the dark. Bear's kind of stalking him.
Put him in a
Yeah,
cage.
I'm a bear.
Right. That's funny.
We went camping with our church a few weeks ago.
Hurrah.
And this My good friend's daughters went. They stayed in a tent with some other girls, and Judy and I got up early in the morning and walked over to their tent, and we were making noises. And I said, "So rawr, I'm a bear," and I was shaking their tent and stuff. And then we walked over to the breakfast area. They were all sitting in the breakfast area. They didn't hear any of it.
They weren't even in the tent.
They weren't even in the tent.
They're like looking at you from it, like, what in the world
I know
is
the
he
rest
doing
of the
over
people
there?
around me are like, "Who's this fruitcake?"
What is he doing?
It wasn't even your camp.
Right. Yeah, they weren't even part of. Yeah, that's when I realized I set my tent up in the wrong place. Ray's also here.
Danger.
I do want to be fair to Ray. How are you, sir?
Hi, John.
Hi. We're getting sloppy with our intros. I can just tell you.
That's
it's,
okay.
it's my fault. I will take
Nothing like a sloppy intro to start a show, though. I mean,
No,
it's
you're
just-
right.
Yeah.
Goes really good on Fritos, sloppy
It
intros.
does.
Oh wait, that's sloppy Joe's.
Clean it up with some bum fodder.
Right. Yeah, I'm never eating bum fodder.
I'm a walking taco.
Bum fodder, and Klingons, and bum fodder.
I'm just want to let you know right now that I have great aspirations.
Aspirations.
Great aspirations.
That's funny. Great aspiratation. I'm just kidding. You remember that ketchup? It was a great expectation. What was it?
Was it ketchup?
Yeah, it was like a Heinz 57.
I thought it was a movie or a book.
Well, there
It
was
was
a
a
song
book.
they were playing off of.
Oh, okay.
No, wow. But I'm talking about, no, what was it? It was, Anticipation. It wasn't great. It was just
Anticipation.
Anticipation.
Oh,
It was like a takeoff on an old Carly Simon song or something.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
yeah. It was,
that.
I almost said Peaches and Herb. It was Carly Simon.
Peaches and Herb.
Peaches and
Get
herb.
it? Peaches and Herb. I love that group, man. Herb. Sit around. Peaches.
Yeah.
Move your bum fodder.
Peaches and herb. I can't see the TV.
That's hilarious. I'm not going to say this one. This is not last week. We're going to talk about this week.
That's right.
So if you didn't listen last week, please go back and the whole 4 minutes of the show, the last 4 minutes of the show will make sense. Who am I kidding? It never makes sense in the first 6 minutes. What's our topic today?
Well, I had a question.
Yeah, Jared.
If your 10, 12-year-old self, like your adolescent self, got its wish about, well, what would you be doing today if your adolescent self had gotten his wish?
So thinking back to 10 or 12 years old or in that range, so more like 5th to 7th grade, somewhere in there, and you had some type of aspirations, and had you listened, or no, had you achieved that? Or is it listen to yourself?
Had you actually followed through with
followed
that?
through.
What
If
would you be doing today?
that would have happened, what would you be doing?
Yeah.
Wow. That's so great. No, it is, because I can remember being in 6th grade and they wanted to do like a kind of like a 6th grade yearbook, but it wasn't like you get in middle school, high school. Like it wasn't a fully bound book or anything.
Right.
It was one of those like,
Keepsake.
what do you call that? Not a 3-ring binder, but they run that.
Enchiridion.
Oh, the plastic binder on
Yeah,
the
the binder. Yeah, the
yeah,
binder
yeah.
that goes through and it's got like
Plastic.
20 things on the
Yeah,
left
yeah,
and
yeah.
they run it. It's one of those
The
things.
the combs.
Something like that. Yeah, it was one of those things.
Uh-huh.
So we got one of those. And in it, every 6th grader was asked, I think it's either what do you want to be when you grow up or where do you see yourself or something like that. And then they had these crazy crackhead wannabe comedians who were students, I think, or maybe it was even some teachers, who knows. So in the book you had what we said and then what we will really be.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So,
Right.
and I just remember even then, and I was 12, I guess, in 6th grade. I might have been 11 when I answered because, you're 11 when you start school year, you're 12 when at least I was.
Yeah.
And I said NBA player. And the comedians decided that I was going to be a water boy for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Nice.
Oh, jeez.
So that's kind of 6th grade, or it's kind of elementary school I went to. But in reality, I think if I'd have followed through, achieved, I don't know, really, and I did sort of change. I don't want to say I'd be a professional athlete because there's a certain amount of genetics and stuff you have to have.
Yeah.
But I think I would definitely be involved in sports.
Okay.
So as a coach, maybe even a media person, so like an announcer or a sportscaster or something like that. That probably would have been where I would have ended up if I sort of followed through with some of that. But God had a different plan,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with that plan. But
Right.
it was only 3 years later. Well, maybe a little more than that. 3 to 5 years later, I feel like I got called into ministry.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think actually, if I didn't go into ministry, I probably would have pursued that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scott, Ray?
Definitely, probably pilot,
Pilot?
airline pilot.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that commercial pilot? Yeah.
Mhm,
Okay.
Yeah.
So your fascination with flying has gone back pretty much since you were a little kid.
Sort of.
Oh
but
yeah, my dad used to take me. Not so much when I was, because I lived with my mom most of my young years. My parents divorced when I was 9. But when I came down to visit my dad, my biological dad, not the milkman dad.
Right. Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Right.
You're a actor dad.
Right. He would. He liked to fly, and he was interested in planes. My grandfather was interested in planes, so it was a big thing. We'd go and hang out and watch planes at the airport, and so I've been doing that since I was like 9 years old.
Wow.
And
so if not a pilot, you could have been the guy. You could have been the guy with the flashlights or loading the baggage.
I wanted to be a pilot. That's what I wanted to be. And that was the reason why I was telling you on another episode about a missed opportunity of going into the Air Force, because I wanted to be a pilot. But it could have been something with planes. I don't know. It could have been anything, but that was kind of what I wanted to do at that time. You know.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I love it. I see anybody that follows you on social media knows you spend a lot of time just kind of hanging out at airports and stuff, watching flights and stuff. I think that's really cool.
Plane spotting.
Just one of those things that's like relaxing for you. I love that.
Terrorist.
Yeah, and and you know what? It actually like Ray said, it was it's developed this name of plane spotting now, as to where before I didn't know that, but it's a big, huge deal for a lot of people that do it.
It's called plane spotting.
It's called plane spotting.
Because wasn't that movie Train Spotting about
Train
being a meth
Same
head?
thing. Well, yeah.
Why did, no, I'm being serious. I always thought that word train spotting was connected to drugs, but maybe not.
I don't
didn't
actually
see the
don't
movie,
know.
so
I know what you're talking about, but I never
Ewan
saw.
McGregor, that was kind of his breakout film.
Okay.
And it was called Train Spotting. It was
But
European
I think
made.
train spotting is a thing, though. Train spotting where guys just will watch trains. Yeah.
Okay, so the title of the movie is not a synonym for some type of...
I don't think so.
There's people who train spot that aren't on drugs.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Guys that love trains the same way guys like airplanes.
John and I were on a train for 3 days. I wish we were on drugs.
Yeah, right. Jeez. We were on drugs to decide to be on a train for 3 days. It was ridiculous. Yeah, there was no adventure on the Orient Express.
Oh my gosh.
For sure.
Yeah, I wish there had been a murder. We'd have had something to do.
There should have been.
Days.
There should have been a murder. We could have hit him in Albuquerque. There was nothing else. Trains just stop at all the places that are dead, man.
Why are we stopping here? There's nothing here.
Because there's no one else here.
It's dirt.
Yeah, at one point, remember that movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers? At one point, we stopped in the town. The guys went, and I go, I'm out.
Nope, not getting off the train.
That was Donald
3 eyes and
Sutherland.
1 tooth.
That was Donald Sutherland. That was one of the creepiest endings I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
I was young when I watched. That's probably part of it. You think it's all done, and at the very end, he sees him. He's this happy music, and all of a sudden he goes, and he starts pointing, and you know that the aliens are not gone, and his body's been snatched.
Oh my
And then they
gosh.
just end the movie.
Oh.
And everybody I looked at for the next 3 weeks. I'm like, yeah, it was weird.
Wow.
That was a creepy movie. They tried to redo it. It wasn't as good, but the first one was not bad.
I have to watch that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I love stuff like that.
Pilot, Airman Scott.
Yeah.
Pilot's guy.
Yep, that's it.
Good man.
Raymond.
I probably would have went into the adult film industry.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That was a mop-up guy. What are you going to do?
I was going to go out on a limb. You wouldn't have lasted.
Could have been involved in custodial.
That or like a professional hitman for the mob. It was one or the other.
Oh, so you had a choice. I see.
I had a couple options.
'Cause
Yeah.
At 11 years old.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, Shire. He could have been in the
That's
Irish
good.
mob. I don't know
Yeah,
about
yeah.
much else. But yeah.
keeping my options open, you know.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I'm one of those kids who, anytime we did one of those, what do you want to be when you grow up? I was that kid that was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I have no clue. I think I would have ended up in some kind.
Jeez.
What was that? That is weird.
The lid to my
That does
drink.
not sound like what it actually is.
I know, right?
John's twisting the lid on his
I know.
flask cup.
I did not mean to.
That's good stuff.
Didn't mean to interrupt your story. I'm sorry.
I would have probably ended up with some kind of engineering, drafting, design.
Not filmmaking?
You know what? I was thinking about that.
You guys were doing those videos pretty young.
Yeah, we were doing them very young, but I don't think I ever wanted to get into the industry so much as work independently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Could have
As
been
a
an
hobby.
independent
Do
filmmaker.
our own, yeah, exactly. But I didn't know what I was doing, how to do
Sure.
that. Yeah.
Sure.
But
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would have if I would have pursued
Now this professional,
that more.
but is there any other thing from being 10 or 12? Because you asked about anything.
Yeah,
right?
anything.
It
Yeah,
doesn't always have to be our career, right?
Right.
something you might have done,
Yeah.
moved, or I don't know.
So any place you always wanted to live, anything like that, you know?
Never wanted to leave. Never wanted to leave hometown. Very much a homebody. I don't like to pick up and move. And
I wouldn't mind living by the beach. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
But
me too.
not necessarily on the beach, but
well, yeah, I mean, but I mean, as far as like leave the state, anything where you're
no, I don't want to leave California.
100 miles, 200, 300 miles
Yeah.
away from your friends, it's like, I don't want to go that far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. I think for me, as anyone that knows me really well knows, I fell in love with pro wrestling when I was 10 years old.
Please don't tell me you wanted to be a pro wrestler.
So no, I actually didn't. But I
A hype man.
So yeah, my thing is, well, I first saw it. I just turned on. I saw Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan on TV, and I was like, "What is this? I have to know more about this." So yeah,
I said the same thing. What is this?
Was it on-
And I changed the channel.
Yeah,
Was it on UHF? Was even on
actually,
Channel
it was an
56.
It was an old show they used to do called Saturday Night's Main Event, and it would it would every other month replace Saturday Night Live.
Was it replace or follow? Because I know you used to follow Saturday Night Live.
It replaced.
Wow,
it.
bumped
Yeah,
it.
But I remember that there was a long stretch where it was after Saturday Night Live.
maybe
Because we used to watch it Saturday Night Live at my friend's house, and whenever we'd stay through the whole episode, as I was leaving, I remember they were starting wrestling.
Yeah, it probably was later on because in the early days it was the only thing popular enough at the time that could have replaced it.
Wow.
So they did, but
Well, they don't do 52 weeks of Saturday Night Live either, so it could have
Yeah.
been on their off weeks
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah. So my thing was I didn't want to get beat up. I hated being physical. Like I don't ever want to get in a fight. I never got in a fight as a kid. Some kid tried to fight me and I just punched him and ran away. I just never want to, I don't want to be in pain.
Right.
So
You didn't like Olivia Newton-John?
No.
Let's get physical.
I did not want to do that.
Physical.
So there was a guy around at the time.
Don't ever do that ever again.
I want to get physical.
Take a shower with my clothes on.
It's gross. That's Flashdance.
But there was a guy around at the time named Bobby the Brain Heenan, and he was a bad guy. But I was like drawn to him, and everything that he did was just amazing. So the guy could talk, he could make people laugh, he could make them angry, and I loved that. So I always wanted to be a bad guy manager and just make people boo me. So yeah, so that's what I would be doing. Managers aren't really a thing much anymore in pro
It's kind of
wrestling.
what you do on the podcast. Just make everybody boo you, be the
Pretty
bad
much,
guy.
yeah. But I love playing what they would call the heel, the bad guy.
Yeah,
I love
the heel.
the antagonist. I love playing that part. Yep. So
How funny.
yeah,
Stopped watching wrestling after Jimmy the Superfly Snuka.
if you jumped off that cage onto Don Morocco.
Yeah, I don't know the other guys. I just like them.
Yeah.
I like that name. And then, but again, I was only watching it randomly, so
Yeah.
I never got into it where I watched it all the time.
I'm still just as deep into it as I've always been. Everybody knows if I wear pro wrestling shirts almost every episode we do. So if you look, you see they're all related to pro wrestling.
Fun fact, I didn't even know, I never saw The Rock wrestle. But I really appreciate him as an actor. I like his choices of movies. Most of his movies I like. It's just kind of weird
Yeah.
because I'm not a fan of his like everybody else because they liked him because of wrestling. So
Yeah.
just changed over. But I knew he was a wrestler, but I knew some of his shtick, I guess, because you see it in things. But it's amazing to, for me at least, not to take someone out of a different context, because there's athletes and others who decide to be actors, and to appreciate them just purely as an actor, because I didn't really watch him that much as a wrestler. So.
Is it John Cena that came out?
Yeah,
of
he's probably
pro wrestling also.
He did. A lot of guys did.
Lots of guys.
A lot of guys.
Dave Bautista, who was Drax in the
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
But was he wrestling or
Yeah.
was he I thought he was MMA.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
He might
Interesting.
have done a fight or two. I don't remember,
How
but
funny.
he made his name in pro wrestling.
Oh,
Huh.
I didn't know
did
that.
not
Yeah,
know
he
that.
was-
I
world-
honestly thought he was MMA, but
No.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's so many others for all three of those. There's like 10 guys who never made it in acting. I mean, they made
Right.
a movie.
Made a
but then
movie or
that was
two.
it.
Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
Hulk. But
He
Hulk,
was made terrible movies.
he
Rock
just
is definitely a
yeah.
breakout kind of thing.
Yeah, but he's a legit actor. So I think Cena's getting better, and then Bautista's doing better. I mean, they've got some good choices they've made. They're in huge blockbuster movies, so that helps. But I mean, there's other guys, they tried him in a blockbuster, and then they didn't work out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think about The Rock, though. I mean, Rock is the lead man. The movie, that he's the draw. He's the, starring The Rock.
Oh, he's definitely got to be in the top.
He's not the front.
He's not the
supporting actor. He's not just in the movie.
No.
He's the draw, the main.
And he caught lightning in a bottle in his wrestling career too, because at his height was the height of pro wrestling. Like there were, I mean, every Monday night for 3 or 4 years, there were 12 million people watching pro wrestling.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I was not one of them.
I mean, that'll get him in the door with Hollywood, but the reality is, he had to work on his acting to continue to get the kinds of roles that he's getting.
Right.
And like Ray said, not be just almost stereotyped into the big buff guy who's the action guy, whatever. But to actually get real movies, it's been pretty interesting to watch. I mean, and trying to think, I can't think. There was a couple names in my head of guys that I know didn't really make it, but they've been in some movies, but they didn't really make it. They'll be in the the fourth guy that's
in some
Terry
big
Funk was in
flick.
some movies. If you guys know who Terry Funk is,
didn't was it Roddy Piper?
Yeah, They Live.
He made some of those guys.
They Live.
Yes,
That's a cult classic.
I came here to chew bubble gum and kick butt, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
Yeah, that's more early wrestling, I think. But more recently, there's been definitely more guys. But even he wasn't a wrestler, but that one dude, Jason Momoa. He's not a wrestler, but he came from a different, like that similar. He didn't come up just strictly as an actor. I think there were other things he did before. Maybe it's just modeling. I don't remember, but he did some things. But yeah, those are the guys that I think of, at least when I think of those type of guys. That if you want to throw in a movie, that's the guy that you think, oh, he's going to be unbeatable and he's going to beat everybody up, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's. I
think The Rock really got noticed when he hosted Saturday Night Live. Because
he
did. I remember he did that, and that was right after that he got The Mummy, and you're Scorpion King,
right.
But again, I think that's an entryway in, but you stay in because you work and then you hustle.
But I think people they saw him in wrestling. He was doing the same thing, and his shtick was over. People loved it, but when he went on Saturday Night Live, it was like, oh, this guy really knows what he's actually funny, and he has some range.
He's got good timing, comedic timing, and
Well, on credit to him, I mean, he's taken classes and he's worked and he's all of that. He networks. The whole thing, so that's what makes the difference. Some of those guys don't do all that. They just settle in on that stereotypical role. Because if you look back at his, like go through IMDb or whatever and see he's way back in terms of movies he was in, and you could see as he's kind of gotten obviously more control
lead roles
over the kinds of scripts he can pick and all that. At first you there's still scripts you say yes and no to, but the type of scripts you get are more limited. But as you show range, like you said, and done more things. Well, now I get to pick, and now he's probably producing his own stuff, and that. So it's just like anybody else, you any other actor, same thing. They get more control, they make more money per film, which means they don't have to make as many films, and you pick stuff you want to do. So
he's got a whole line of tequila, I think now.
Right. Yeah, and it's a multi-millions of dollars company. Yeah. Yeah, he does.
And other like workout equipment and stuff like that. I mean, he's teamed up with Under Armour and he's got some wireless earbuds and stuff like that. So I mean, he's involved in a lot of different things.
Yeah, dude can eat some pancakes.
I know.
I've got my own shoelace brand.
Do you? Mm-hmm. What's it called?
I don't know. I don't know the name for it.
I thought that was leading somewhere.
I don't know the name for it.
Nidbits.
Nib nubs.
Or it's the Shire tires.
The Shire tires.
That's funny.
The Shire tires. There you go.
Shire strings.
Pick some odd thing to have as a brand.
That's a good discussion. I appreciate you, Jared. Thank you for bringing that in.
Of course.
What does the audience do? They got to put in maybe, what did you think at 10 or 12 years old?
Yeah, where would you be?
Maybe where'd you go?
Mm-hmm.
Some people maybe just completely, I want to be a doctor, I'm a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are like, I want to be a doctor.
I hated those kids.
Right.
Just had their act together. They
always knew what they wanted to do.
Just had it together and just had a plan. They're like 9 years old and they're like, I'm going to go to this college and I'm going to get a degree and I'm going to do this. And then it's like, all I'm thinking about is what I'm going to do after school today, man.
Yep. But what's
interesting, as far ahead as I'm thinking.
What's interesting is to see if they actually did that, though.
Right. Did they follow
a lot of kids, I was pretty sure when I was in school what I was going to do, but that doesn't mean I got there.
Right.
It's a big difference.
Mm-hmm. I was very much an introvert in school.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yes.
That's funny.
Very shy, very quiet. Oh yeah,
Very
public
shy.
speaking. Oh man.
Okay.
Oh, terrified.
Ray
Yeah.
Shire.
That's funny because Judy's outgoing too, but she's like that. She will not get up in front of people.
How funny.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people who are public people who are actually introverts.
Yeah.
Most comedians are introverts.
Yeah.
Many athletes are. Many actors are. But it's different when they're in that safe zone for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on a stage or in front of a camera or whatever else. But when they're away, they're kind of introverts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd much rather be in front of 10,000 people than 10 people.
Yeah, something about
Yeah.
a certain. Yeah.
Yeah. There's more
Yeah.
comfort in that to me.
Well, it depends what I'm doing. Like,
Yeah.
like I teach a lot. I teach, and with that, I have no problem being in front of a few, you know, 10, 20, 30 kids or something, you know, or even adults. But yeah, it depends what I'm doing. If I'm performing, then big groups better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, where you can just look out and it's just a sea of faces.
Yeah.
It's like, yep, I can concentrate. And
I don't have to make eye contact with
I can do what I
anybody.
need to do now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else before we wrap it up? Listeners,
Nope.
just put some stuff in the chats for us about your childhood and how that ended up for you, how that went for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You might enjoy where you ended up more than what you were thinking as a kid.
Yeah.
If you would have asked me, this is where I'd be like,
No.
yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, and then we'll see you next couple of weeks as we get closer to Halloween.
Yep.
Every Tuesday, join us.
Don't be
Like
scared.
us, love us, share us. And we're out.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
We out. Bye.